When it comes to SUVs and crossover vehicles, Ford pretty much has a huge share of the market. You know, aside from this Ford Explorer, there's also the Grand Cherokee made by Jeep. And basically, I wanted to basically compare them and see which one offers more. Like, I'm not going to compare Jeep SRT versus the Ford Explorer because it would come up woefully short, since the most powerful engine you can get in the Explorer is the 365 horsepower EcoBoost twin turbo V6, where in the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT costs a lot more, and it comes with a 470 horsepower Hemi V8. But in any event, let's just look at it in terms of interior space, amenities for your kids, and ride quality and handling. Let's look at it along those lines and see what this truck has to offer compared to, say, the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
The front seat is definitely more spacious than the Grand Cherokee truck. The back seat is about the same size, but since the front seat has so much more space, you can push the front seat further. There's also a third row seat that folds flat into the floor, so there's plenty of space for soccer mom and her kids, definitely. Since parents don't really talk to their children anymore, you can have these monitors installed and the ultra view roof so they can stare at the sky while you drive. The back space for the third row that folds flat into the floor offers you plenty of space in order to put your Walmart groceries or your Home Depot buckets and scores. So there's a lot of space in this truck, probably more than the Jeep Grand Cherokee. So you'd probably have to cross-shop them to see which one you like best. The only downside about these engines that are not V8s is the fact that when they're forced to do more work than normal, they make these loud grinding sounds and these whirring sounds in the turbo edition. Personally, I'd rather have a V8 because a V8, when it has less of a load, is much quieter, and even when it has more of a load, is much quieter, especially in the 4,000 to 5,000 RPM range. The handling is good. Typical soccer mom can handle the car with just one hand, but the ride quality is definitely smooth if you're not sitting in the back. If you are sitting in the back, what you might notice is that there's a lot of tire noise coming from beneath the wheel well.
To put in the back, I think it's like called Weather Tech or something like that. So you could use it for dogs. All you have to do is wash it. This way it leaves no odor in the car, and you don't have to worry about any kind of spillage or anything like that. Awesome.
Like Jeep Grand Cherokee, there's a knob that controls the different settings for ice, sand, and uneven traction. And that's supplemented by this Sony touch panel that I first saw in the 2013 Taurus. Ford's sync system is still not as well designed as Uconnect Touch that you'd find in just about any of the Chrysler Fiat products. Now, while some people, accuse me of shilling for Chrysler doesn't pay me anything beyond the enjoyment that I get revving up my Hemi V8s. But what I will say is that I was very impressed with the Ford Explorer's interior space. I was very impressed by the ride quality. I was very impressed by the handling. And I was very impressed by the amenities. The downside is they charge you a shitload of money if you want to get more than just the heated seats, like if you want heated and cooled seats. And navigation is still a very expensive option. Some dealers like Nissan are putting it in, at this point, almost a standard, which may have raised the price of the car, but at least they don't dick around and make you have to search and figure out which car is going to have nav. I like it when nav is standard. A backup camera should be standard. This way, I think Congress is going to ultimately make it a law, so this way they can protect the children so you don't, back over them when you're trying to come out of the yard. And I also heard they may be adding some kind of recall feature that makes it so if there's ever a recall, you know about it. The Ford Sync system could be better designed, and hopefully in further firmware updates they will make it an easier system to use. This graphite color, it's a great looking truck. The one recommendation I have is that you go for the sport model so that you get the EcoBoost V6 and you'll be a lot happier with it. If, however, you want to cross-shop this car, you should definitely cross-shop it with the Jeep Grand Cherokee. If you have a lot of money, the less than $70,000 loaded versions of the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT might be what you want, especially if you want enough power to move through traffic with command and you want to be able to, exceed 122 miles per hour on highways.